Morning, everyone. Yeah, I think you'll find a slight difference in body language with me today compared to last week. Sure. A bit of a rocket in the background. I'm not sure if the person addressing us or not. But just if you need to address, just I'll unmute as per normal. Just bear that in mind. Okay. Yeah, so don't forget to mute yourself after you've spoken, because it does interfere. But I say every time, but it's not a big deal. I just mute you all, but you can always interact verbally if you want, and just remind to unmute. No problem there. Oh, Zeph, welcome back to Zeph. Right, here, teased him when he comes in, so he's gone short when I've gone long, and then see what's worked out there. Good to have him. He's a knowledgeable guy. Good to have you back, Zeph, knowledgeable guy. And I need someone to tease, and you need someone to tease. So here we are. That's exactly, Jethro, yeah. No, we had a good day, so let's hope it continues. Okay, that's past. Just have to stop occasionally, let the guys in. Okay, well, morning all. Yeah, so you can probably hear from my body language a slight difference than Wednesday last week, put it that way. So yeah, I terrible week, but I know a lot of you guys did. And but Wednesday wasn't my finest hour. But anyway, it's certainly been much this week. Yeah. Well, you see, as Etienne, nobody's on the moment, no, but pointed out, you know, I'd still say you're quite right. It's up to you. It's your decision. You're all over 18. You got the vote. But I still take pain for send something out and it doesn't work. And the logic comes in. Nah, not all going to work. You know, you're going to take a loss. And I preach that all the time. But still, it's emotional. You don't like it. We always have the holy grail of scoring every innings, having a century every innings. You know, not scoring a goal every whatever World Cup because we're going to the World Cup at the moment. Well, the same with the trade. And when you get 2 or 3 baddies, which I did have, yeah, I did. Well, I'm used the language. Sod it. It pisses me off. So, anyway, it's back to be my normal upbeat self. So that's good. I just want to point out some that Mark, I see you on here, WhatsApp me yesterday. I just want to bring that's quite important. Keep the stop losses away. As you realise, Mark, and that's very important. You hate to get stopped out on a winning trade, making a 4 or 5 pips when you could have made 40, 50 or 100, 200 or whatever. And I just want to bring that up because a very good point you made last night on the WhatsApp, and I just want to share it. Try and modify your stop short to protect, but not to get you knocked out on a winning trade. We don't want you to lose 50 rand or 50 units on a loser and win 10 and 15 and 20 on winners all the time. It means now you've got to have a hit rate of about 4 to 5 to 1, which is very unlikely to be sustained. You know what I'm saying? I mean, the international expectation, if you know what you're supposed to be doing, is out of 3, you get 2 out of 3 winners, 1 out of 3 losers. But if you're trying to modify your stock too quickly at Al and getting it too close, you've got to do about a 5, 6, 1 to 1 just to scratch a bit of a profit. So I just want to bring that up what you said, Mark. And I'm glad you saw it. I just hope the other guys see it as well. It's a nerve-wracking business because it is so damn transparent. It is in your face and it hurts. You're seeing a red instead of a blue. And when you see the blue eventually, it's absolutely natural to go and grab it. And then you say, well, no, I've just grabbed the 1 rand profit, but I've been sitting on the 50. You know what I'm saying? So try and get a habit of trying to run the profits like I think it was the US dollar yen you mentioned. And that was being abused. And I'm still in it. Run the damn thing. I'm still in it. I've modified mine, by the way, mine to 136.80. I think I sent it out on the group to modify. And I got in, well, I get it. It was about 135. So run the damn thing. And I think it's got more upside. but it doesn't matter if it doesn't, because they get stopped down a handsome profit anyway. So don't think, oh, I don't, I always say, oh, I don't want to get greedy or whatever. Give me that nonsense. Of course you do. It's not to do when you get greedy. You're scared, you're taking stress, and oh, I don't want to see it come off and I want to grab it. But then, you know, it's natural human emotion when it's down. I don't want to take the loss, I'll wait to come right. And your 100 becomes 200 and 500, and there we get tears. So very important. Exactly. This, I used to watch Who Wants to Be a Millionaire about 10, 15 years ago. I get some of those jobs, don't be greedy. What are all bullshit? It means they're too scared to go on. They want to grab it before they start losing. That's exactly what they really mean. So try and get this psychology of trying to run, modify it, of course, and say something goes wrong. You stop loss, but not too quick. Sometimes you are going to get stopped. Okay, in a profit, but it goes on further. That's better. I agree. That's a lot better than losing. But at the same time, don't grab the profits too quick, because the emotional turmoil of the ups and downs, or the noise, let's get the correct expression, the noise of the market. So there we are. Great to have you back. If you said anything else, Mark, I'd say, great to have you back, Cheryl. Yeah, I'd say, I don't believe you. Very few people don't want to be greedy. That's the way we are. Or a great believer in the human genome. And it's there. Suggest to go in now. Well, what, to believe the bums, to the opera, go into what now? Just being awkward. Which one do you mean? We've had quite a few trades out since you've been away. So I'm not sure which one you mean. Oh yeah, no, I'm chasing now. No, I wouldn't chase it now. We're going to put the stop down here, 1,200 pips in about 2,500. So you've got to aim up here somewhere. Yeah, you aim up there somewhere. Good chance of getting there. Might get a bit of noise in the meantime. I think wait for a pullback, which I, quite frankly, honestly, Cheryl, hope does not happen, because I'm still in it. The two guys still are. A lot of them should be still in it. If they're not, they grabbed it too quick. That's your fault, not mine. So I wouldn't be chasing it now. Keeping on the DXY, it might come off a bit. I mean, I don't know, but I wouldn't be chasing it now. I think that ship sells. Sorry about that. Yeah, somebody else looks along on that one, Jet. I'm just going to say that. I was looking for a short and strategy meeting this morning, and one of the other guys looking for a long. So that is interesting. So, yeah, let's have a look before we move on. So I want to check if I missed any chat there. Scrolling up a second. Welcome back. Yeah, it was great. We miss Cheryl. We do. She's a character we do miss. Great contribution to the TR, well, to the room, basically. I think I'm up to date with all that part. Okay, euro dollar. Right, euro dollar. You want to buy it. So this is one we get. I quite like these interesting ones. We get someone to buy it, someone to sell it. Okay, well, after so I'm looking at NZD USD and see what you think of that. So, right, you want to buy this one, it's come down to support technically. Okay, so I get exactly where you're coming from, and you think might bounce up again. I'll give another plus on that side. They've admitted in the Eurozone there's a recession there, more they've done in the US, I might add. Denial, we call it cognitive dissonance, by the way. That's called human denial. You don't want to be told what you don't want to hear. And so they're not sure the US is really trying up to fact they're in a bit of a recession or whatever. Mind you, not, the jobs report wasn't bad, so maybe they're right. Anyway, the euro looks like it's got a few problems, which means by that, contrary to think that weaken it might strengthen it, because it might expect a further increase of interest rates. So there's the plus sign. The minus sign is it's very, very overbought, very overcooked. Oh, it's the other plus sign, sorry, it's in the buy zone as well, 3+. For me, it's very overbought, very overcooked. And I think the dollar is oversold. We've got interest rates now talked about by the big boys. It might go back to expectation of 75 basis points, not 50 anymore. And with the DXY being oversold, might get some strength there. So I'm leaning more, to be honest, never mind the technically, to a bit of downside. But I take your point, Jethro, entirely, and I would agree a lot of them, as it could be a call for a bit of upside on here. So putting that together, that's why I didn't push forward a euro-dollar trade. I was wondering at 1.06, maybe we could get a bit of downside there just for a pullback, and that would have been correct in hindsight, but anyway, I didn't. I'm not sure. I'd be chasing now on that resistance to sell it, and I'm not overconfident about dollar weakness going forward to buy it. So personally speaking, I'm not going to go either way on it. having said that, I want to discuss it with the other guys, because what we want to do is get you to a stage where, as quickly as possible, some guys, I mean, only doing a month and a half, I think it was Marius Smith yesterday, and certainly with guys like Gerard, etc., come up with relatively good ideas. Not guys who trained 2 years. I'm talking about getting the guys who just started to see if guys are doing it for a couple of months and seem to get the hang of it. Because everyone thinks, oh God, like a law degree or a doctor's degree. I have to wait years and years. No, we want to see that. So when we discuss, we learn. So let's have a look what you said. I'll look at the charts. Everybody say in the chat line, some banter going on here. Don't want to miss out. Right, good morning. That's fine, Philip. If you've made good money, that's what. Doesn't matter what happens. If you make good money, that's the answer to that. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Yeah, ruthless Rambo of the trading fraternity. They don't call me that for that a reason, you know. So, right. So I've stated my case here, $1. Jethro stated his for a buy. Anybody agree with the buy? Anybody agree with the sell? Anybody agree with the LIA? I've just said I'm a Rambo now with a chicken pop out. But whatever. Put up discussion. What do you think, guys? Actually, we should look at the two trades first. We'll come back to that. Sorry. You want to go for a buy? Okay. All right. Well, you've got the two other trades. We'll go back in a minute and buy. Right. We're going to put the stop. Put it down below the 10-day around here. That's not too bad. Maybe there. You can always disagree. That one, yeah, we might squeeze it there. We might just squeeze it there. Just below this guy. We might squeeze. It's going to be a tight squeeze to this guy. Yeah. 1.059. Make it 1.06. Got maybe 1 point. If it gets there, it should get there again. Gets it there. Just check the weekly. Yeah, there's another one. Was my issue about the long. I remember there's another reason on the long. It's just attacking here and nothing much is happening. That's my problem. It looks like that might be holding for some downside. So I was promoting more of a downside than upside. But that being as it may, there's the long for you. What do you reckon, guys? If I need two people for a long, I'll write it down. I will say that I'm not going for the long personally, but don't let that stop you. Zeph, brilliant to have you. It's been right a couple of times and I've been wrong. So I'm actually funny to say that. I'm pleased to say that because it means we can now learn to be confident in our opinions. So Philip is me on the LIA. Cheryl's doing a cluck with me. Zeph's a cluck with me. Tabahu likes it and Gerard likes it. So we'll put it down there with Jethro. You got a couple of bits of support there. Got a couple of guys supporting you there. Bye. Put down Jethro. Just remember if it goes right to give the pat right. Jeff. $1.0486, 1.0420, and 1.06. I'm more inclined if we get a bit confirmation to sell, but then we'll see how that goes. Okay, there we go. Well, feel free, those who joined Jethro, including the master himself, to take the right royal piss out of the host if it goes right. There you are. Full backing on that. Oh, yes, sorry. Thanks for reminding me. I still haven't uploaded you to the quick trade because I couldn't find it. A lot of solids, but I don't know which one you were. So, Solly, can you WhatsApp me? I'll put my WhatsApp down. Hang just a second. Roger. I think you've got it, but just to make sure. You must have it, actually, because I saw your name come up. Well, one of the solids, anyway. 061 529 3431. There we are. If you want to be on my WhatsApp group, I think the other guys will back me up. It's actually had some degree of success, and you'll have extreme benefit to be on it. You've got to have a minimum of 2.5 grand. So I think Solly, I think you mentioned you want to be on it, but I just couldn't find your surname. I didn't know which Solly you were. It's not an unusual name. So please just WhatsApp me private. You're not on here. say your full names, and preferably make the life even easier, your real account number. I'll check it and I'll upload you. We'll take it from there. Okay, solid. But anyway, not just solid there. Anybody in the trading room here who's got 2.5 grand or more in capital, doesn't matter in Botswana or overseas or in dollars or rands, wants to be on my WhatsApp group. You've got the details there, but you must have that minimum. Don't say, I want to be on it, but I don't have the money, or I'm going to come in 6 months' time. It's like sales, you know what I mean? We call them be-backs. I'll be back honest. Yeah. Checks in the post. So only when it's actually in there, and then I can upload you. Okay. And there's a good reason for it. It's not because we were trying to get more money, which has probably something to do with it. But anyway, but the major problem is guys have had problems in the past with, being able to do all the signals, not enough money. So they end up trying to do them, have no free margin, not enough knowledge to realize they need free margin, and therefore overexposed, especially on guys in highly leveraged accounts. And it's come back, and the winning trades are backfired because they're margin call before they can take advantage of them. You just don't have enough capital. It's as simple as that. It's like going shopping for a fancy car with 20,000 rand. It's not going to happen. Okay. Just bear that in mind. That's the reason why. Even 2.5 is a little bit limiting. We just about scratch it. Like you've got a couple of trades out today. I think it was 3 or so yesterday. You don't have enough capital to go into if you only got $1,000 or something. So you got to pick, and you might pick the wrong one. As it turned out, they're all okay, but doesn't always act that way. Well, you've got some nerve. You want to buy the yen? Wow, you've got more nerve than me, mate. Well, there you are. Anyway, if you want that one, CAD JPY. Yeah, I got that. Sorry, I've just seen you watch that flashing the screen. I'll sort it out for 11 o'clock. I do beg your pardon. Just make sure that you've got, as you say, I do quick, just flash across the screen, just in case I can't pick up your name, or it's an overseas account, I can't pick it up. So well, I can, but you know what I mean? Well, I'll just have the full real account number, and it makes my admin a little bit quicker and easier. Just so you know. Please, not the demo. I've had guys saying the demo, no. Brokers, it's a no-no. When I get the wrong side of a broker, ask advice on the demo account. It's not done. It's like wearing your hat into the yacht club, not taking it off when you enter. So you want a short list. Technically, you're spot on. I'm just worried about filling the CAD right down there against the yen, which will last start to weak about the bloody time. So technically speaking, 100%. Am I confident of selling the CAD against and buying the yen? No, I'm not. So you could be right, but I'm going to stay aside on that. I'm going to be honestly, I'm looking for a potential upside on this. Even though it's in the sell zone, I'm looking potential upside. But I'm not confident enough to go in as yet, but that's what I'm looking for. I'm personally, to take my case, well, be wrong. Look at last week, how wrong I was there. So even the best people in the world stand up, put their hand up, and I'm far from anywhere near the best in the world. So yeah, who wants to join Jethro on the sell on this one? Okay, on the sell limit, Marius. I saw that, to be honest, but I can't say you're wrong, but I'm not sure I'm keen on it. I think the Canadian, if we believe the British go up, which it's doing at the moment in our signal, I just think it's going to, as the dollar strengthens, it seems to be like walking 6 feet behind the US dollar, where they tend to follow, basically. And if we get some more dollar weakness, the Canadian's going to follow. Brent goes up. I personally think we can get some upside here. But you see, I'm definitely chicken about selling that. Well, I'm not actually not going to sell it at all. Not chicken. I'm chicken about buying it at the moment. But I'm looking for a buy. But I'm definitely not pro or sell, personally speaking. But Mara seems to be keen on it. Jethro is. Anybody else? Yep, I'm good on that. Anybody else? Never mind me. Anybody else want to sell this one? We've got to buy against what I think of the euro, which might work out. Who wants to sell it? Okay, fair enough. Yeah, right. Got more nerve than me. I think it breaks out there. I'm looking for a buy. That's just my opinion. Sue's right. Okay. Anybody want to join Yeah, I've got that down to look at as a possible buy. I agree on it, Cheryl. But just want to cover this first. Anybody out there want to sell this to join? Well, he's not in the moment, Morris. Jethro wants to go in now. We're talking about market entry. Anyone to go in at market, a sell of this particular one to join? I need 2 guys to join. I'll put it down. I won't. Simple as that. Just give you a moment or two. It's like my oil's running out on my chair here. Need some oil from Brent, eh? Yeah, that's a bit of a cheat because you went in probably higher. Anyway, whatever. Yeah, you're in that same thing. Oh, similar. So, yeah. Anyone who join Jethro had a sell on this one? I've heard some clacking. Any Rambos out there want to sell it? I'm with you, Mark. I'm with you. Feel free to clack. I must admit, it's getting a bit deafening here. It's not the bad weather and the hailstorms. It's the clacking. Everything's got a hen run behind me. Good luck, Jethro. I agree. Less pressure on you. But I'm putting capital letters here on my piece of paper here. Jethro's idea. If it goes wrong, feel free to extract the urine. Probably vice versa, it goes right. I'm going to clack out, yeah. Okay, right, we'll move on then. Brent seemed to be going right. I don't think it's wrong to chase now. Hey, Farmer, you chased it and you did okay last time, a little bit higher. So, yeah, probably stopped out in a profit. You should have been. You should have been stopped out night because you got 87. So you should have been stopped out in a profit. So here's another go at it. I'm not that anti. If you haven't got in, to join it now if you want. If you see upside, AUD, and we get AUD USD, possible buy. I'll come to that in a minute because I'm going to write that down. We'll discuss that actually. AUD USD to discuss. AUD JPY. Just going to break quickly. Okay, if you want to join it now, I know it's not 83, but it's still not exactly shot the lights out. So I don't think it's too much of a problem. You'll still get a risk reward if you want to join it now. So you all got a risk reward calculator. If you haven't joined it, you want me to put it up, I'll do it with pleasure. Do you want me to put up those? If anyone hasn't joined it, anyone want to join this one now? Stop loss TP are there, but you need to have a calculator to work out the slightly difference in risk because there'll be a different risk going in now to 83 in amounts. You know, it won't be like 50 grand, it'll be like 60 grand or something, but still doable if you want it. If you do, just say so and I'll put the calculator up. How are you doing, sir? Okay, so all good with that. It has a potential to get 100, but I think there'll be a lot of pressure to start opening the tax and it starts drifting above there. And yeah, a lot of guys will stop flying, stop driving, or do driving where they got 3-4 people joining them and gathering together, all sorts of political issues against it. So if it does get there, I think it'll be pressure to come down, be good for sure. But so they'll get it both ways. Okay. All right. Okay. Where were we? Okay. So we've all got that anyway. Sent NZDCAD also send out to see how that's doing. And we go back to our other trades. Look at new ones just now. 85.85, bit flat, but I like it on the weekly as a sell. You see on the weekly it's a sell. Stop up here, so that's why I thought it was a good one. That's why I sent it out. At the moment, it's a few pips in profit, but not enough to say it's doing well or not. I'd rather do 2 pips in the blue and 2 pips in the red, but 2 pips ain't going to tell you much. So we'll see how that works out. So if you're not on it and you want to join it, these numbers. Okay, if you want that one, it's still doable if you're not on board. If you don't, clearly, well, don't. Okay, right. Let's go through some of the ones who already got out. S&P rather stopped out in the profit, or you're still on board, modify your stop. That's done pretty damn well. Yeah, take that 4,000. We got at 407.1. Clearly, if it, I put a line through that because I want to keep referring back to it. It's about 3-4 days old, excluding the weekend. But now it's doing okay. Make sure you've modified if you're still in, so you cannot lose on the trade. It's in a profit, whatever happens. It's better than your entry. I'm on a weekly here, sorry. Yeah, make sure. Might get a bouncer, who knows? So we don't take your winner into a loser. So modify to get more, you're on board. If you don't get more, you're stopped out. Simple as that. And this one, yeah, which re-entry on this one? On the S&P, no, not sure about that. Yeah, it's a bit indecisive so far. Yeah, high price. I'm still in the sell area, sell the rally area. I'm not sure I'll be joining it now. Look for other stuff. We've got quite a few other things going on. Why worry about that? We'll come back to it. Hovering, correct? It's hovering. Not very economic jargon, but I use it all the time. It's hovering. I just want to quickly, before we go to that, is AUD USD, because it's also one of our trades. So we'll start off with that. Now, right, what happened? Some guys might have been stopped out in a profit because I've sent out to my group to modify your stop. So you'd have made a profit of it if you picked out. Why did I do that to make it relatively close? Is because the AUD, that you may or may not know, had interest rate decision, and it came out as a confirmed increase of 0.25%. Although as expected, because it actually did occur, as expected, there was a little bit of AUD strength creeping in. So a lot of guys, we stopped out a profit. Now, do you want to buy it here? I don't think so. It popped up for those reasons and started coming off again. The dollar is still above 105, 105.30 as we speak, jumping around a little bit on my chart, but it's still okay. So I would not be selling it again just now. I think I would leave it alone, but I definitely wouldn't be buying it. So if you're looking at the AUD, whoever asked the question, not buying it now. If anything, if I had to go in, it'd be a sell, but I prefer that if you can pop up a bit, sell it down. Sell a rally, but if the dollar continues strength, then you can sell it for breakdown below 67. Look for the sell rather than the buy, in my opinion, at the moment. And sorry if you guys got stopped out, although being the profit on the advice I gave. Rather that than it pops straight back up and now you turn into a loser. So fair enough. Okay, but I would leave the AUD to join it just now. Keep an eye on it. What's the DXY? You've all got that. If you haven't, I'll just give it 2 seconds. I'll give it to you now. Keep it very, very important. Okay, I'll do the economic calendar as I'm at as well. Doesn't take long. And you all got to have it. It's the amount of effort, copy and pasting for what the returns, when I have profitable things, you're going to get that. Easy to use it and copy and very valuable. All have it. Okay, there you are. You've got it there now if you haven't already got it. Okay, so I'd leave it alone. That's my final answer, as they say. AUD JPY, I'd look at that as a buy. I've got to write down potential buy on this one. If anyone wants to see a sell, it's in the sell zone. It's risen up that far. It's looking like it's come up to a bit of support there for maybe another move down technically. I'm not sure about that. I think the yen still got some more weakness. I think the dollar, Aussie dollar, has got a bit of more strength, not just in interest rates, but also the fact that relieving the restrictive, what you call it, on COVID in China, which is good for the Aussie dollar. I'm not sure I'll be joining it now. It's right at the support. If you're going down or resistance, you're going to go up. Either way, I would wait for a bit more of a confirmation to buy it, especially in the sell zone, but I'm expecting some upside. So personally speaking, I would not be going in at the moment, but I'm a little bit hesitant on the sell, even though technically that is a sell. Maybe a little bit higher. Cheryl, maybe a scratch higher than that, maybe near the 92.40 mark. Unless you want to be aggressive, it starts moving above that wick of today. Remember, it's today's, it's only 10-hour old. If you start to move above that, maybe you can take it a bit earlier. I don't know. I think wait for a little bit more of a confirmation. Okay. It's practically at 20 there now, and I don't see confirmation of breakthrough. Let's look at 4 hours. See, it's coming off a bit. That's not confirmation. Look at the week. Right, and the week gives a little bit more confirmation than my zone on the weekly, if you get my point. Okay, Cheryl. So yeah, there's a good buy signal on the weekly. 4 hour. See, a few buyers are coming in on the 4 hour. I'm looking more to buy now, actually. Getting more excited about buying it now. maybe to be honest, Michelle, I'm backing off a bit here. Maybe I'm getting rid of the chicken and getting more of my Rambo in. Maybe we can look at maybe a break above 92.20 because the weekly's confirmed a bit of upside. Keep an eye on it, starts moving back up. Cheryl, anybody out there, just remind me, have another look at it. Just keep an eye. We could get confirmation in this trading room session the next hour. Okay. There's one to look at. Let's go through the other stuff we had. Okay, we'll start off with the GBP USD. I put out modifying stops. I think I've got it at 1.2240. Still been a handsome profit on this one. It gets stopped out. It just keeps popping below 1.22, and then it doesn't seem to hold below it. Came down this morning to where we about 2160, and then it's popped up again. If it breaks below there, then we can modify the stop again. So I think leave the stop at 2240. Don't get stopped out. Looks like we might get a breakthrough on this. If we don't, you still make money. That's the beauty of that decision. It's a win-win situation. It'd be a pity to get stopped out, and then it continues further down. So leave it at 2240. Give it a bit of room to breathe, as I say. If it breaks to 200 down, then we can start moving again. Might not be this morning, might be later on this afternoon show. We shall have a look. Okay. News on GBP, just quickly check my fundies. Tuesday, where are we? Yeah, 11:30 construction PMI. That's a good point. Yeah, keep an eye on that. 5 o'clock is the PMI again on Canada. RBA statements. That will be chit chat to see how hawkish or dovish they're going through it. So Australia. That's what's 9 to 7 is what's that now? It's 4 o'clock in the morning, 4:30 in the morning. Oh, well, the early risers, fair enough. I don't know anyone Botswana on here, the trading room. You won't believe it. I was chatting to Bernie. She's 40,000 feet in the air on the way to Australia. And I was WhatsApping her, chit-chatting to her. Can you believe it? I mean, the youngsters probably take that for granted. Old buggers like me just think this is witchcraft. Bloody amazing, eh? Yeah, and she's 9 hours ahead. So I just made this joke to her and it says, yeah, when you arrive, just remember, you'll be arriving near midnight. And you don't want me WhatsApping you say, are there any kangaroos running around in Sydney, in the Sydney streets where she's going to in Australia? So yeah, amazing, eh, technology. 7 o'clock, energy outlooks. That's reasonably important. It's not the biggest thing on the planet, but yeah, just there's a couple coming out, not major today. But what about tomorrow's tomorrow? Okay, so I think just leave a stop loss in profit where it is before it gets too cute. And if you can start moving down, maybe below this sort of level here, then breaking this guy here, then we can modify again anyway for you and post on the whatchamacallit on the group. Right, US dollar JPY is another one got out yesterday. It's taken out 137 a couple of times. Has it stopped me out? I'm not put mine at 136.80. Don't think it has. No, not quite. Just squeezed in. So I'll leave it 136.80 and hope it attacks 137 again. It's trying to move up. I don't want. You're in a handsome profit, excellent profit. Whatever happens, be a pity not to grab another 100 pips or so. And if you're kicked out, and then you suddenly see it's at 140 and continuing upwards, you're not on board. So yeah, just hope you're not going to get kicked out if you're at 136.80, and see if we can attack that 137 because it's already been there up to 137.42. A few sellers have come in, a bit of profit taking. This is quite useful. See, didn't quite break it, but see another move back up to attack it. It's trying to do that. Let's hope for the best. Okay, so modify your stop to profit, whatever. Okay, so those are good. Gold, yes, I think a couple of guys did do the gold. Shorted to 1,800. Clearly modify your stop. We're in $30 profit at the moment. We aim at 17.50. We'll call that a profit, whatever, because modify your stop. Maybe 17.80 or something, give room to move, and maybe we can get our target on that. So that's not too bad. Brent, GBP, AUD, done that. US dollar, CHF, JPY. I hope maybe join it for the guys who missed out on this one. We got in at 144.60. It's hovering a bit. So the guys in theory should be in. Some guys might have modified, kicked out the profits, so be it. I'm looking at possibly going back in again. It's popped up, come down to support. Remember, this is only a 10-hour-old candle. It's called a day, but it's only a 10-hour-old day, remember? It's popped up, it's come down and support seems to hold. It pops below, the buyers are coming in. Let's look at the 4-hour. Yeah, look at that. The low at the moment, I know it's still a work in progress, but still it's higher than this guy here. And the 1 hour, yeah, it seems to be maybe some buyers are being attracted. So maybe we can look at maybe getting the third 145-ish area. So those are already on, don't jump in again. Don't double up, guys. But if you're not on board, maybe a possibility, let's think I'm reaching a bit here for a buy on this one, for potential move back up again, stop down here somewhere, maybe not wider down here, maybe stop down here something out of the way and take it up here. But plenty upside to maybe take it here. Anyone think if you're not in, if you're in, of course, irrelevant, you're doing okay. But if you're not in, there might, as it's jumping as we speak, anyone like to join this one? It seems to be holding the support for another move up. Zeph likes it, that's a good sign. When I'm not teasing him, I have a high respect for him, so I'm not teasing on this one. This is business, this is money. Never laugh when it comes to money. I never joke about money. So, risk reward, good answer. Stop the waffle, get the R up. I like it fine. Okay, stop. I want to that. Make it down here. Put the TP up here. 147, make it a round figure. Okay, plenty, 2 risk rewards, fine. One for sure, yeah. $100 a micro, $6 or $100 a micro. There's your stuff. And that for a clucking Cheryl, that means that's a very positive sign. Zeph likes it, a very positive sign. So I think Keone, that's good enough for me to say I'm going to go for it. I heard a deep growl from Cheryl. Do you hear that? Do you hear that deep growl? That tiger growl? No, the fox growl. They chase the chickens. Okay, let's do it then. Don't forget, ignore the last digit, 39, it's 31 or 30. Ignore that last one. Don't worry about that. Confuses more than helps that point. Keep an eye on the pips, not the points. Only when you put about 20, 40 million rand something in your account, then you start worrying about these points. Okay. Yeah. Okay, right. So we got CHFJPY. There we are. All got it. There we are. I've got it written down. So you need to come back to it. Always remember, guys, keep a pen and paper handy just to jot stuff down. Remember that other small tip we forget about? If you're liking it's moving, you want to jump in, go for it. Once you've obviously worked out the volumes, jump in and then put your stop loss in as if you're modifying afterwards. You don't want to be faffing around putting SLs and TPs in when the thing's moving in the right direction, you're missing out. So get into the trade, then put your SL and TP in afterwards. Oh, it's just come off a bit. What a pity about that. Thought you might get a lot better than that. Mine 48, 49. Maybe I haven't stopped out as well. I got mine at 80. Yeah, just been stopped out. Oh, well, never mind. I tell you what, look on the bright side of life, Monty Python said. If it comes down a bit more, you'll be quite happy because you're not on board. Sod everybody else. And I couldn't agree more. I've come off a bit more. Now I'm out and I'd agree you come off a bit more, get another entry to take it back up again. Never mind, everyone else is still in it and doing well. Now I tell them, come off a bit more. Now we're out to go back in again. What about that? Hey? Profits, were they as handsome as you and myself there, Mark? Sure, they couldn't be that handsome. See the body language difference, you start getting some winners, eh? Doom and gloom last week. Trying to jump out the balcony, so I found it on the first floor. Anyway, okay, so you all got that. Where else to go through? I wouldn't chase a 136.69 there, Mark. No. If we miss out on a move upwards, well, I'm sorry about that, but I wouldn't be chasing it there. Okay, I think we've covered them all except the shares, just making sure. Okay, we'll do the shares now. Microsoft, we got in at 253.60. So we should be discussing that later on anyway. But anyway, That'll do. We'll put a couple of bucks in profit there. And Baba slow, but seems to be coming right. 92 something or other, 89 something or other. Well, 90, it's a couple of bucks, it's okay. Now on Brent. Brent's hovering. It's up, but it's a bit slow. So see how that goes. NZD CAD. I think it's now about 5 pips in the blue, well, in the red rather. Oh well, it's not much. Let's see how that goes. Okay, right. So unless you put something else up with a couple more to look at, Euro CHF. It's given me some jip in the past. Always reminds me of the start of the trading sells and buys with Zef a month or so ago. I think you want to buy and sell it. I'm looking maybe a sell again this one. Zef, do you want to buy this one? Because I will sell on this one. Sort of the weekly. It's in the sell zone on the weekly. LUV, that other stuff. Look at that. Yeah, I've forgotten about it. LUV. It's slow, but it's okay. It's down a bit, so it's okay. Just slow. Rather slow blue than fast red. Put it that way. Yeah, you more leave alone this one. I think it's a possibility of a sell here, but I say we didn't have much luck last time. Can we get a stop above here? It's only 50 pips. Let's go to the weekly. It's too far up there, I think. That's too far. So I have to put the stop up here somewhere. Yeah, on the weekly, I'd use that as a stop to take it further down. Do you think that the euro is going to be weak in the Swiss franc? There might be some possible hawkishness here. I tell you what, to sell on this one. We're going to chicken on that one. Are we going to leave this one alone? We're going to chicken this one, or I don't see a possibility of a sell. Well, if you want. Okay, well, we'll leave it if you guys are not keen. Okay, come back if you want, no problem there. We discuss the euro dollar. What's that euro dollar doing, by the way? Super clear on there. Things getting up a bit. What are you getting, guys, going on? 0486. Well, you're doing all right. Hey, the roughy toughy buyers on the euro dollar up 15 pips in profit. So there we are. But I said leave it alone. But for me, it's a win-win. This one goes up high, look for a sell, and in the meantime, you're on board to take a profit out of it. So I'm going to look at that as an empirical victory, which means I'd be glad to be wrong. I hope it goes up. It'll suit us all then. Okay. So you're CAD. That's another one. I think, did we discuss it earlier on? I'm not sure, but technically speaking, this looks like a buy to me. Normally, I'm a little bit nervous of buying the dollar against the CAD, but the CAD showing a bit of weakness, and clearly on the daily, it's in the buy zone. It's attacked it, and the whole of the candle, including the wick, is open on that buy zone from this morning. I think it's a possibility of a buy on this one. Well, don't all shout at once. You're so shocked I might be buying the dollar and selling the CAD, eh? What do you think, guys? Well, if you think Morris and company, you think you're going to sell the CAD Japanese yen, you might as well buy the dollar CAD, eh? If you got that sort of thinking. It probably will be. That's why I'm not jumping up and down with total excitement. But I think the dollar is pretty strong. Written decision today. That's why I don't like that candle much. That's the thing hesitating. But written decision there, isn't it? For the 4 hour. Look, it popped up, sellers came in. Start losing interest now, to be honest. Bit sideways on the 1 hour. Start losing a bit of interest, to be honest. On the day looks pretty, on the others, not quite as pretty. Yeah, but Brent, if it makes that CAD stronger, we're not going to help our cause there. Here you are. Dollar looks pretty good, but it's indecision I don't like on the daily and the 4 hour. Look at those sellers coming in. Look at them coming in. Look at them coming in. Look at them coming in. And the hour, not as pretty as that. Start to lose a bit of enthusiasm on that. Yeah, well, some of these crazy ideas work. Anyone who follows cricket, the English Pakistan cricket yesterday, some of the decisions were crazy, and look how it came off. Fortune definitely favoured the brave there. Follow cricket, might have heard of Ben Stokes, the captain there, transforming cricket in the UK and probably the world. And the amusing part about it from the Kiwi point of view, the coach is New Zealand and Ben Stokes was born New Zealand. So it takes a couple of bloody Kiwis to show the English how to play cricket. And if you remember old, what's his name, Ray Jennings, of the great, probably too young to remember the old Transvaal Mean Machine, the wicket keeper, and his son's now playing for England. So there we go, eh? But yeah, as I say, be a Ben Stokes, never mind a Rambo, and maybe you can do it. But yeah, I'm starting to cluck a bit on this one, to be honest, after all that chit chat. Does it? Look on mine. A little bit, you're right. Look on mine. A little bit fine. It's come off a bit from 105.50 to 105.20. You're right there. Okay. All right. I think that's just tipped me over the edge, and I'll give this a miss. AUDCHF was the other one I was looking at. What I got down is for a potential sell. So the other guys in the morning's meeting before our meeting, that is. So they don't like all those sideways candles and all those wicks, etc. But I think I'm starting to. Well, I've always believed in the Swiss franc, even more so. It seems to be on the daily there, holding that area there. I think we might get a bit of downside here. Yeah, but the bots, unless you got it for free, usually cost money. So when you pay someone to fix your money financial system up, and they don't, it's a double whammy, eh? So I think there's potential downside on this. What do you think? Well, I find it easier to go to the luxury casino, get a 50% win rate, because I do it all the time. I put in red and black. I get a 50% win rate then on the roulette table. Sit in luxury all day and put on red and black at the roulette, so 50% win rate. Anyway, anyone like to look at this one? Ah, very clever, Jethro. Spot on. Spot on. It's the zero makes the difference. And we have American roulette here. In Europe, they have 2 zeros. So that's quite right. It's the zero gives the odds to the house. Just spot on there. You know your stuff. There's a misspent youth admitted to. Well, hopefully, Mark and company, you've got a thinking EA in yourself and myself. I know when the non-farmers is coming up, the robot doesn't. The trouble is I'm emotional, the robot isn't. It's the only difference. Okay, anyway, anyone would like to see this one? What do you think? Yeah, you'll need it. Yeah, you'll need to get married, that's for sure. Anyway, let's get back on track here. AUDCHF. Anyone see a sell here? Great to have fun, but we'll back on track. Stop 10 pips away. What a pleasure. Just joking. 67. No, we'll have to do. All right, well, let's do an aggressive range through. What about that? 30 pips. That's not going to cut it. Bullshit that. Well, that's not very good. See what you mean. Much tighter range than I thought. I thought it was about 100 pips or so. Well, that's no good. 30 pips ain't going to cut it. Sorry, guys. You're going to have to take the TP down here to make it worthwhile. And that hadn't given you evidence on the daily. Leave it. Sorry, it's my mistake. I keep telling you guys, check the range. From the GBP, 1 centimetre is off 100 pips. Here, about 3 centimetres, 30 pips. Just check it. That's on the daily, for goodness sake. No, that range over about 3-4 weeks it's just not worth trading that range. Not with costs. 30 pips ain't carry it, so we'll have to leave it. What a pity. Okay. Remember a guy years ago won something, and they asked him what he's going to do. What's he going to do with the money? And he said, "I haven't got any left." I haven't got any left. So, where's it all gone? Says, my wife's got it. Stood on stage and made that statement. I thought it was quite amusing. And that was about 30 years ago. And they're still together, living well. I think that Peakwood Estate, I think, Golf Estate, and still living pretty well. They're still together. So a bit of banter obviously helps. Brilliant, Cheryl. Don't I'll forget that. The lady says, "I want a bride in the backyard." No, he wants a white wedding. I love it. That takes the day of what I call a good, excellent banter remark. I love it. I love contrarian stuff. Yeah, like I go about the Men's Liberation Organization, because that's men are such victims. I love that. Yeah, just to go against the trend. Yeah, it just shows you're not just following everyone blindly. Yeah, got to be flexible on that. Absolutely, and modify. Yeah, but you get decent Chinese food, don't forget. I was engaged to a lady and it was breaking up bad relationship, but I hanged on in there. My God, she could cook. She was South African, she wasn't a Chinese, but again, she could cook. Like the Portuguese, they can cook. Well, I've been to Far East, yeah. Remember all years ago in Singapore, Albert Road, some of the best chow I've ever had. Yeah, I must admit, English might be famous for inventing cricket and football or whatever, but not for inventing haute cuisine, as they say. My worry with the Tsar is the costs involved. Otherwise, we'll look at it. Yeah, there's still this chit chat with Ramaphosa going on, which I think will result in a weaker rand. We still have major practical problems with Eskom, a weaker rand. I do see some dollar strength coming in, which means a weaker rand. My only issue with it is the wide cost. Just don't forget that. But otherwise, yeah. Talk about pink, actually. About 100 years ago, pink was the boys' color and blue was the ladies' color, the girls' color. And that swapped around, just shows, eh? That's the cost, yeah. I've traded a few times, but I just want to point out to guys to be upfront. I'm trying to build a sort of a fun trading room where at least we're honest about it. Because as you know, there's a lot of BS out there. So I just want to point that out. There's nothing wrong with it having extra costs. It costs more to buy a Merton than it does to buy a runabout, as long as you're aware it costs more. But you can get the benefit for a quicker move in theory. And yeah, I think there could be some upside here. Technically, it's on support. Fundamentally, I think there could be some upside. So yeah, I see that as a possible buy, but remember, it's about a 12 pips you got to go. And it's very confusing me, never mind you guys, with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 decimal points. You don't want a pip anymore. That could be quite confusing as well. Still often, even now, sometimes I battle with that. But bottom line is, ignore the last two. Best way, just ignore the last couple. Rather concentrate 2, 8, 9. Ignore these two guys here. Where I got that, block that. So it's the 3 decimal points you worry about. Hello, Sibasisu. Sorry about that, but I'm hosting a trading room at the moment. Can I ask you a favor? Can you call me after 11 o'clock and then we can take, I can help you from there. Is that okay? Okay, you need to know how to modify your stop loss. That's where you go to the platform trading. If you don't know how to modify your stop loss or the close, and you shouldn't then be trading, to be honest, you need to know all that before trading, because that's very important. But I'll have a chat to you after 11. Okay. Cheers, Paul. Thanks. Probably heard that, guys. Call that, so I'll call back later. You asked about modifying your stop. You should not be trading if you don't know how to change gear. You shouldn't be driving if you don't know how to change gear. I do get a lot of that. How do I modify my stop loss, or how do I close my trade? You shouldn't be trading if you don't know that. That's why we have platform trading. I know it'll be harsh here, but it's not the broker's job to take time up from looking after trades, looking for trades, and helping people on the trading aspect to start taking time up to show a guy how to modify a stop. We say, and I'm being harsh again on this, that's the responsibility of the trader. You know, if you want to drive a car, before you get in and start driving, it's your responsibility to make sure you know how to change gear and stop it. You know, those basics are the responsibility of the trader. Okay. Don't, if you're still not okay with the platform, you don't need to be a fundy on the platform. We're going to know how to enter a trade, how to modify it, how to close it, you know, you can how to part close it. You need to know the basics of it by going again until you do know. That's the only reason I see the value of a demo. It's just do a couple of trades, playing around, if you make a mistake, it doesn't matter. Don't get into one, get 0.01. It doesn't matter whether you're 100,000 or 10. That's not there to try and give you a false sense of security of whether you're going to make demo money or not. Just go in a couple, out a couple, till you feel you can press the finger with confidence, and then you can go to the live. But you do not. That's the only thing apart from trying a strategy out for the demo. But I don't want people trading if they don't know. Actually, have to go to your broker to say how to do that. It needs to be done on the platform. We get quite busy, and it's not basic. I'll be honest, it's not a broker's job. Like, I'd ask him, can I have some advice on my demo? If you want advice on your demo, tell him it's your live, but then I can check you've gone in or not live, and I'll know whether you have, because I can see you're not in. Okay, so please know your platform, how to operate it, but basic, nothing else, very important. Okay. Right, should we skeptical about this? 50 years. 50 years! Wow. Well, bloody done. The Queen Beecher, I think she was about 70 years or something married. Wow, that's quite impressive. That's old school though. My parents, they both died now, but they were together, I think, married for about 52 years, I think, something like that. Solid. I'm sorry, I don't want to be nasty, but yeah, we've had that. I've had a guy yesterday saying, we're all wrong. I can't put a trade, it's all wrong. They had 27 rands to count. And it pains me to say it, you're underfunded. No, I can do it on other brokers. I'm going to take my business elsewhere. I think the chairman of the board of Quick Trade is going to have sleepless nights when he takes his 27 rand to another broker. You know what I mean? But come on, guys, let's be honest here. And they upset if you take the mickey. If I said that, I would assume you're going to take the mickey out of me. Yeah, it's incredible, yeah. Feel hurt. I mean, come to say something like that. You're asking someone to take. If you say that in the UK, they will verbally rip you apart. They will take the piss. Yeah. I'm not as polite, unfortunately. All right, okay. Well, you're here now, aren't you? Are you going back to Taiwan or whatever, or you can stay here, Jethro? Check Brent while you're looking at that. Yeah, Brent's come. Oh, that's come off. I thought going up. That's come off. Bugger it. Let's look at the other one we got up today. So it seems sorry I get kicked out. Oh, we don't get kicked out yet. It's got a $4 stop on Brent. Give it a chance. The noise. So I won't panic yet. It's not nice to come off. This one's gone up a little bit, but it's not broken through. So it's not broken through. So yeah, don't panic. You're always going to get the noise. We all psychologically, as soon as you go in, want to fly in your direction, but it doesn't happen that way. Okay, great. Blah, blah, blah. Let's move on. Yeah, has it come off a little bit more? No, it's bouncing back up again. So don't chase it now. Sorry if you stopped out, but never mind, you made a handsome profit. Guys who didn't read it or didn't, well, this time they gained. Okay, because it might get a bit better. GBP USD, is it still holding above the 40 mark? That's broken through again. It was trying to break through again. Good stuff. So that's fine. AUD, USD, what's happening on that one? Start to come back off again, but I'm not sure about chasing it now. Okay, well, that's not too bad, eh? We had a bad run. Brent's down a little bit, so as the CHF JPY and NZD, those are two send out signals, but don't panic as yet. We'll go to our friend the euro dollar, see if that's continuing up. Because I'm going to go a bit further because I want to sell this thing, but I want a decent price, so I hope it's going to go a bit more. No, it's come back a little bit. It's battling to maintain any traction in either direction. We only just got into it, so probably can't tell much on this. We'll have a look anyway. It's come off a couple, but I think 105 is going to be a good entry to go in. So if you're not in this one and you missed it and you want to go in, here's a chance to get a slightly better price. If you're not, just tell me, I'll put the R up for you. Okay. A bit quiet, but never mind. Otherwise, it's looking not too bad. Remember, we can't look at the shares till later on. Is gold jumping up a little bit? Maybe a bit of a pullback on the dollar. Might have had a bit of a move up on gold. No, still hovering at 1770 or below. So we might get some more downside there. Anyway, okay. So, right, we discussed quite a bit, including marriages where people stick together, which is pretty bloody brilliant. Anything else on the trading side you want to talk about? Interesting, yeah. We did okay in the FTSE 8. Let's have another look at it. We'll have to say that was then, this is now. Yeah. Right, support there, or resistance rather, you're going short. Yeah, I think, well, what's the Dow doing at the moment? Looking at other system here. Dow at the moment is flat, 35 pips up, which is nothing on the Dow, so it's flat. Might get a bit of a jump later on, who knows? I can't really, I think, yeah, I think just keep an eye on it for sure, but I'm not sure I'll be chasing this now. Okay, I want a bit more confirmation there, Farney, for chasing now. Yeah, but if you're chasing, I hope it's in profit there. Not chasing, I mean, if you're still in, I mean, hopefully it's in profit. But where was I? Yeah, so anyway, whatever, it's there now. Leave it. Okay, I think just hang 5. S&P, like I mentioned, I wouldn't be chasing it down here. Look at the NAS, it's more expensive. Yeah, I had mine out on the weekly, I don't know, reset, weekly snippet, update, what do you want to call it? And I said right at 12,000, short 12,200 as the SL. I think maybe you can move the stop loss if anyone took it to 12,000. Then you won't win, but you won't lose. And then maybe just write it down, maybe get 11.5 out of it at this stage. But it might jump up a bit in the meantime. So I'd say FTSE hang 5 there, guys. Hang 5 for the moment. NAS definitely hang 5. S&P still coming off. I won't be chasing it down there. So I'd give that a miss. And the Dow even more expensive. Remember, the contract size is the same, 10 on all of them, but the numbers are very different. I mentioned this before, I'll say it again, 10 Nasdaq 10, S&P 10, but that's 4,000. This is 34,000. So don't forget that. It's a different number, but the contract is the same. So just remember that. Okay. Well, yeah, I still think it could come off some more, but I'm not sure I'd be chasing it now. That's S&P, sorry, the Dow. I haven't been chasing here, maybe chase it up there if you got the money. Remember, you got to have the money for this. Otherwise, ignore what I'm saying. But it could come down a bit more, but we'll see. But not here. I'd leave this for the moment. I don't feel comfortable jumping in a moment. Good thing we left the CAD JPY for the guys who looked to short it. They're doing okay. Still coming off a bit. I'm still waiting for confirmed buy, but maybe get back to 100 or something. I might look at it. But yeah, battling to get going here. This is not doing me any favors either. So on the 105, maybe that can hold for a bounce. Bit iffy at the moment, a bit quiet, a bit sideways. Maybe we had a decent run yesterday. Maybe a bit of profit taking, but I think we're on the right side of the trade so far. I think so, yeah. Go back to the fundamentals. World debt out there is still a little bit out of, well, a lot out of control. There's a far bigger debt than there is assets. So yeah, there's only so far you can kick the debt down. You know, you buy another credit card or get another credit card and take for one to pay the other the minimum 3% till you run out of credit cards or run out of money on all of them to keep it going. And that's when the whole thing implodes and you've got what called a toxic debt scenario, which had the previous collapse. I'm horrible, don't say this too loud, but I think the banking system has been so abused, especially by the Fed, over the past few years by unscrupulous bankers, that I think we're aiming for. It's been kicked and kicked and kicked down the road, but it's going to come back and bite. Remember, the Fed is just, they call it the Fed because it sounds good. It's not nothing to do with the Fed at all. It's just, it's a group of bankers. It's a central bank run by a group of very powerful bankers. They set interest rates and they print the money and all that. They buy the bonds and they lend out like mad, buy the bonds off individuals, high commission. And in the end, the taxpayer, the retail guy comes and picks it up. It's all about corruption here, but this is corruption on a massive scale. But nobody knows about it. Nobody cares. Everyone finds it boring, which is what they're trying to push. So nobody really talks about it. But that affects your life far more, that kind of corruption, than somebody saying something nasty in a restaurant, if you get my point. Okay. That's emotional on the individual side, but that's reality on the big side. And it's going to come back and bite. It might be this time around. Okay, so be aware of that. Like Eskom, I say, it gets to the stage where you can't pay the interest on the capital, so the capital just continues upwards. Now you got a problem. Well, say it's not the federal. They call it the federal. But that's a nice, like, you know, murdering innocent people during the last war. They call it the final solution. It's actually run by banks, nothing to do with the Fed. Just sounds a good name put out last century by a powerful bankers who had a secret meeting, got together and said, people don't like banks, we've had a capital collapses, but so we'll give it another name. We'll call it the federal. I think it's all democratically voted for and controlled by the government, the taxpayer. No, it ain't. It's controlled by the bankers. Very, very powerful bankers. So it's like the information source. It's controlled by a few tech billionaires. The bankers control your money, and the mainstream media, the information source guys control what you think and what you believe in and what you march down the street and protest and squabble over in the pub. That's what they control. Just bear that in mind. What they should be doing is teaching people to think at school, but they don't, because then you can't control them. Sorry, look at my ignorance. WEF, World Economic Forum. Is that what it is? Yeah. But they keep saying world. It's like the World Series in baseball. They play it in the Philippines and to a certain extent Canada, but not much, mainly in America. Yeah. Is it world? Yeah. These are all fancy slogans put out. Americans have forgotten more about Marx than the rest of the world ever learned. And that's what they put out. It sounds good, you know. and hide the boring old facts and sell the old exciting slogan, as they say. But yeah, trust me, the ANC hasn't got a monopoly on corruption. When it's big money, it means big power, it means big corruption. And unfortunately, we get played big time. When you control the information, when you control the interest rates, like we do with the Fed, man the street is the one that gets played. That's why often you find a lot of the news stories are fairly trivial, because it keeps your mind off the big things. That's why they'll argue the next 16 hours on airtime on someone who might be a little bit emotionally upset, someone being bitten by a dog or whatever, I don't know. But on the grand scheme of things, it's fairly trivial. But oh, but if it happened to you, and oh, you're on care and all that, they'll come up and say that. It's just distract you from the main issues. You know. In fact, as a matter of fact, I remember years ago in the UK, there was a pub that I used to occasionally go to in London when I was up there, and it used to be frequented by a lot of journalists. If you want to hear some cynical buggers, go and listen to journalists speak. There's about people that I've come across. So, guys, think, don't get played. Be careful. What you read is dark depth pushing you. Remember that. Any trades, guys? NZD CAD, is it coming right? Is it coming right? No. Answer to that, no. Well, don't panic yet. Don't panic yet. We've got an 86. It's only 14, 15 pips above, but still, we'll see. We've had that in a few trades in the past. We've had a few trades in the past where, given us, remember the AUD JPY a couple of months back. Battle, and then it came right. So stick it out. You got your protective SL. You've got your right, hopefully, because we've done the risk reward, your right volumes. So if it does get stopped out, that's why we have a stop. So be it. But you're not, the strategy still sticks. Just keep your fingers crossed and don't suffer too much from the pain of the noise. Okay. Brent giving us pain on the noise now we're on that subject. Let's give him some pain on the noise as well. But remember, we've got, I think it's a 79 rand dollar stop. So we're still a long way away from there. As I say in sport, we might be behind, but there's a long way to go. Tell you what, you guys are Rambos, went short in the CAD JPY. You're laughing at all of us at the moment. Yeah, finally, look at it again for you. But yeah, if it gets there, but 136, I'll be happy with that if it gets there. Let's just check the dollar index again. Give me a minute. Hang on. What do you think? Now, start to move up the dollar index. You might not get that. I'm scared to chase it now. There's a bit of support there. I'll give you due. I chase it now. I'm a bit iffy about chasing it going in again now. I'm more on the 136 area, but you might not get it. But so be it. What I'm trying to get across basically is you had been stopped out in a profit and you've done so well, you're tempted to want to jump back in again because you want to get back on the winning train. And the thing pulls back and now you annoy yourself. That's time to give discipline and patience. You've done that, okay. Discipline and patience, like we mentioned yesterday with Marius, you remember you mentioned it as well, is where you need to sit tight. It's very difficult. No. That's emotions taking over. I'm glad when Mark says it because he's an IT guy and they're like accountants, they're known for being more sort of logical. But I don't care if you're an actuary. Emotion that is part of our genome. Can't kill it, can't get rid of it, but at least we understand it. Be honest, Mark, it'll take a bit of time to handle that. That's the next thing. You know your stuff, no doubt about it. but it's just the emotion. We continue to do it all the time. Even now, I've been doing it for 20 years. The more we get on top of that, because that's usually where mistakes are. You used to say in aircraft, pilot or driver, pilot error or drive error is the majority of the reasons. And here it's trading, it's emotional error. It's not brains, it's not knowledge, unless you're a complete beginner, of course. Jump in with your 27 Rand, or on the demo, on the transfer into the real account, that's different. But I mean, you know, then it's the ongoing fight's going to be emotional. There's no doubt about it. You'll get better at it, but it's hard work because it's not natural to be, you know, it's natural to be emotional. That's what we are. But yeah, okay. Well, yeah, your CAD, what's the US dollar CAD? Holding up a bit, actually. Yeah, I've sort of run out of ideas here, so I'm waffling a bit. Sorry, guys. The GBP, don't move the stop yet. On a practical note, it's coming, right? Leave it at 40, unless you do what you like. But I'm saying suggest at 40, keep it in a room, and hopefully this guy's going to get taken out. The dollar is starting to recover a bit, so you can maintain that. And I don't think we can re-enter the AUD at the moment. Maybe look at it breakthrough, but I'm not sure. I leave at the moment. Anything coming up? Brent's starting to try and pop up a bit. That's good. Maybe NZD CAD mark coming down a bit. Not really, but we'll see. Holding anyway at the round figure. Okay, and the euro dollar, somewhere I want to get a hold of if I can get the right price. Not as yet. Okay. Although it is holding here. Oh, God, I'm going to like this one. I'm beginning to like it. Let's see if we can get a bit clearer on that. Seems to be holding there. Dollar's still fairly strong. They don't want to do this. Well, just while you're looking at that, I remember about 10, 11 years ago, I think it's 12 years ago, I remember it well, it was on 702, and they're saying in fighting between man and woman, it's often not so much about the kids and all the other, it's overwhelmingly percentage-wise. This is a psychological analyst came on, said overwhelmingly the percentage usually over money. Interesting, hey? Just shows how we're led by it, hey? I thought it was about, you know, seeing another guy or the kids, or I don't know, seeing another woman, or the kids or whatever, or one loves and one's falling out of love or things like that. No, apparently, the biggest number one is stuffing around on the money side. So, like we like it or not, these always seem to come down to sodding money. Yeah. But that being apart, we'll go back on the money subject, a little bit more about it than I do about the opposite sex, I have to admit. So I think the 105 is going to hold. I think, sorry guys, you're long, but I think this is a possibility of a bit of downside here. Let's go back to the weekly. As you can see, on the weekly, we can put the stop up here, up here, and it hasn't been there since 5th of June, and now 5th of December, round about 6 months ago. I think we're looking for a short here. Anyone like to do a short on this one? Never mind the guys going long, that's their choice. But anyone like to do a short on this one? I see this as holding. It's popped its head above the 105 and it seems to be holding. I see a short here. I'll put it up, see if you like it anyway. On a 2520. Well, it is now 1 of 2. Will I get there? Oh, 1.0255. There, you got your 2 to 1. Hadn't been to that level there where the green line stop losses for 6 months. Quite a wide stop. but it's a weekly chart, remember. It is a wide stop. It's $200. So you can't really go into this unless you've got $2,000 in your account. Below that, you're going to be overexposed. So $2,000 is I would say the minimum balance. Remember, you've got to have free margin. Even if you've got more than $2,000, if you haven't got enough free margin, don't do it. But I do see some downside here. Pete likes it. Yeah. All right. It's all right for you, Pete, because I know for a fact he's got 2 million in his account. So he's all right. No, I'm just joking, Pete. I'm sure you know I know. All right. We like it. Okay. The lads like it. Great. Come on, ladies. What about joining us on this one? They said we'd love to. We've already gone with Jethro's long hair. Let's see if this works out. 104. Zeph likes it. Anne Marie likes it. Ah, well. Now, for a person who married 50 years means no opinion is stable, feet in the ground, worth listening to. So, good one to have on your side. There we are. I haven't met her, by the way, but I'm sure I'm correct. Okay, I quite like it. So just give me a second. I'm going to post it on the head office to see if they're okay and they're happy with it, and I'll post it for everyone. I want the wide stop, I think, for obvious reasons. And it'll cater, quite frankly, to the guys who went in long as well, because they should be out by then anyway. So if they like that, I'll send it out on the you know what. Trading. Okay, but that's fine. Well, at least you got some moral support. They're going in the right direction. If you're down a little bit, as you clearly are at the moment. But no, you're not. I'm talking absolute rubbish. No, you're not. You're in profit. That's what I find. No, you're in profit. What a pleasure. So you got the trading stop. Well, you're smiling. Good for you. Actually, to be honest, the only reason why I was a little bit iffy, shall I say, can't think of a word actually, going in short Matt yesterday, was already on 3 other dollar-related shorts. And I like to diversify. You know, they all store about eggs in one basket. And I had $4 and something, $4 trades out and some went wrong with the dollar, then there's no diversification. It would knock all 4 of them, if you get what I'm saying. So I thought 3 on the dollar, buying the dollar was enough. Going at 4 might be pushing it a bit. So maybe I didn't, in hindsight, miss out on that. So sorry, should die anyway. But never mind, we might have a bite to the apple this time around. Fanny likes it. Impo clearly does because he's already in profit. Philip does. Zeph likes it. Anne Marie likes it. So yeah. Okay, who else likes it? Fanny likes it. I think I got that. Okay, so maybe Mark likes it. So there we are. And Kawani, I'm sure you'll like it as well. A few guys there. Good stuff. So we'll see how that works out. Oh, Jot likes it. Okay, just give me a moment, guys. Just got to send it out. I know we're coming to closing time. I know we're busy in here. Sure, you can think of in the meantime some stuff to do. It's important to get it out to the others. Not because they're too lazy to come here. Time constraints means they can't, so we don't want to miss out. And quite frankly, I've got this thing, this group like WhatsApp for a reason. Guys are putting extra money in to be a part of it, so let's make use of it. Just give me a couple of minutes here. Another moment there. Okay, sorted. Okay, where were we? Get back to the Zoom. Okay, so the dog decides that particular moment to send it out to come off one point. Never mind. Okay, you got to go now, guys. Fair enough. I'm the bull for the USD as well as Zef, so that's nice to have two good trading marines on the same side. And as we speak, it seems to be going the right direction. Be careful your longs on this one. I mean, on a more serious note, we'd like to have banter, we like to have fun. We need to be serious, be careful your longs. If you got in, be careful. If you move, modify your stop now, well, hang on, it's only 5 pips away, but be careful your longs, all I can say. All right, okay, anything final? We've got 5 minutes to go. Just going to knock this off out the way. Anything coming right on the Brent? Yeah, Brent's starting to come right. Good stuff. Let's say, just on that note, remember the noise, the ups and downs, like a jagged edge knife. You can see it whether on a 1 minute or 1 year chart, doesn't matter. You can ups and downs. You got your strategy, you got your volumes right, you got your risk calculator. You know that if it does go against you, get stopped out, you can hand it, go on to the next trade because you haven't overexposed. You know that because you're taught here in the trading room, you shouldn't be taught in the classes. You overcome your emotion, you're getting right tough on controlling that area, and so you'll get the ups and downs. So don't panic if you're 10, 15 pips, it goes against you, 20, 30, you got your stop, and you got a decent stop, so it might come right, and seems to be happening at the moment on the Brent. Now, can we see the same with SFD? Yep, it's popped its head above the 86 mark, and then it seems to be sliding back. So hopefully this will come right as well. So we'll check again at 4. We'll check the Microsoft at 4. We'll check the Barbara at 4, and then we'll see if we can find anything else. LUV we know is slow, but at least it's going in the right direction. Rather slow going right than wrong going, yeah, whatever. Okay, and we'll check to see if we get some more potential there. Okay, for sure, yeah. The only time I don't have a 4 o'clock meeting is if it's a public holiday, or like Christmas or whatever, or on a Friday afternoon. So it's every day except Friday afternoon. Okay. Good enough. Right. So any cheers now, Isabel. Hope you're okay, because I got you on the group WhatsApp now. Hope you feel benefit from it. That's the major importance. Not to build up my ego if it's just to say I'm fishing for a compliment. I mean, a practical level, I hope you're getting benefit from it. That's the idea. That's the way I get paid, in feeling all hot and flushed and fuzzy and feeling good. Not just in the finance, I get looked after anyway. Good stuff, Isabel. All right, just coming up to closing time. So yeah, happy trading. We had a great morning. Let's see if we continue the afternoon and take it from there. Okay, guys, thanks very much. And we can talk about our profits then. Absolutely. Thanks, Mark.